not to be proud of being a farmer. I think the biggest thing here is the fact that you're 27, I'm 25, and like we're challenging the status quo. Plain and simple. It's like, how can a 25-year-old become a winemaker? Right? It's like you don't care what other people think. You're just doing it. How are you getting good at your job? Is because like you just got like tunnel vision. I got tunnel vision. I know what I want to do. This is how I'm gonna do it. That's why I'm doing it. Like
you're saying, I feel like what you're saying is that you want to share your story.
Sure, share your story, but personally, to be selfish, the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because like I just want to make an impact. Why do I want to make an impact? Because I want to change the world.
So write it down then.
No, I'm trying to change the world.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Change the world.
Yeah. Do you know how it works? It starts with why, then you go into how, then you know what you're doing. When you know your why, then you know how to accomplish it, and then you can figure out what to do. That's how it works. You're trying to change the world. How are you trying to change the world? Become a winemaker who makes fruit wine. That fruit wine is going to change the industry because it's something totally different, right? You're gonna change somebody's perspective from being a red wine and a white wine drinker to be a fruit wine drinker, and you're gonna do it in a way that is you're gonna be 100% proud about it. That's how you're gonna do it. The thing about fruit wine right now, it's like the trash of the wine industry. So we're trying to make it the gold. That's what we're trying to do. That's why, and then we want to do it in a fun way that's exciting, so you can build a team around it.
So change the world by making better fruit wine.
Not making better.
Is that your why?
Or no, what? Not making better.
Or by telling people, or by communicating. It's communicating, or by showcasing the benefits of drinking fruit wine.
No. You change the world by creating a lifestyle around fruit wine. Great. No one cares about those. No one cares about those practical things like, oh, my fruit wine is good. No one cares about that.
No one cares.
They care about the community you create around these specific products.
Write it down.
Why does Apple work? Think about it. Well, why is Apple working? Why does it work? Why does an Apple user go to a Samsung user and be like, my Apple phone's better than your Samsung phone, even though they do the exact same thing? It's because they have created a lifestyle of challenging the status quo. Why did Apple make iTunes and no other company made iTunes? Why do they have an iPad? Why do they have earpods? I just watched a video. They've made $8 billion on earpods, just on one product, because they innovated the industry. They challenged the status quo. That's what Apple did. They looked beyond becoming a phone company. They're becoming somebody that's challenging the status quo, and they're inspiring their employees to do the same. Steve Jobs didn't come with all those ideas. His employees did, but he just implemented it in a way that inspires a generation.
I follow what you're saying. I'm down the path with you, but I need to know. I need your help to understand what next you want to put on this whiteboard to actually provide me tangible direction of which way we're going. Because right now it's a lot of theories that I feel like I'm in Mike Ivanov's Innovation 101 class. So why don't you continue on this path of challenging the status quo, my friend?
How are you going to change the world? Okay. Create a lifestyle around fruit wine. Fruit wine. Okay, what does that mean? That means, how does fruit wine make you feel? Okay, how does it make you feel? When you think about red wine, it makes you feel a certain type of way, right? when you were 18, you might have looked at red wine as being horrible. Now you're 27 and you're like, oh, I like red wine. Why is that a thing? Because there's...
It fits my lifestyle.
It fits your lifestyle. Right?
I understand.
When you're trying to...
I feel like we're talking too much about fruit wine, not about the Modern Farmer podcast, though. How does it relate back to this Modern Farmer podcast? Or is this your why, or is this the Modern Farmer podcast why?
This can be anybody's why.
But I'm talking about Modern Farmer podcast.
You can replace fruit wine with a tractor.
I don't want to add tractor in there. I want to write, you wrote change the world, and that's your why. That's a really powerful why. I would like to write, what's my why?
Like creating a lifestyle around the fruit wine can become something totally different. I was just in this office with Raghav and we were brainstorming this up here, right? And one thing that came to mind, why don't we start a distribution company? We have all these connections with liquor stores, like we know over 180 liquor stores. Why can't we go to a company like Bang, right? And be like, okay, give me a cut of your product. I can go to these liquor stores, get them on the shelf, sell the product for you. Why can't we do that? That happened while brainstorming the why.
Maybe that doesn't relate to this why.
That's the whole thing. You're changing the world.
I understand. I don't, but I do understand. I feel like it's very vague. I agree with what you're saying, but it's such a vague direction that you become landlocked of you don't know which way to go because you're just stuck. It's like getting stuck in mud.
I think if you say, I'm trying to make the best fruit wine in the world, you're going to be locked in a certain situation. Like if you put yourself in a box.
So you don't want to be that specific, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to put myself in a box.
But you're not putting yourself in the box because now you're opening yourself up to an actual goal to shoot at. There's a target on the wall. Where if you don't even have a target, you don't even know which way to go. Exactly. That's why I feel like you're so vague in that you're changing the world. Like if
Amir,
you need to look, hold on. Listen.
Continue.
I'm listening to what you're saying. And I have been for the last 10 minutes.
Continue.
But I need you to understand the direction that I'm coming from. We are talking about the Modern Farm podcast, and I'm trying to figure out which direction we should take with our hour or 2 hours that we spend per week throughout the season and discussing what we do while we're recording our conversation and recording it via video. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to discuss. And you came down to let's figure out the why. And I'm 100% happy to discuss the why of the Modern Farmer podcast and figure out how to create more valuable content. That's what I want to do. So I'm trying to relate that back to what you're saying. That's all. And just help me make that bridge. That's it.
So the Modern Farmer podcast, if you want to break it down to some things, it involves business. It's like corporation, like you're trying to make money, right? It involves actual farming.
I can move
right?
my feet, man.
It involves actual farming.
Yeah.
Right? It involves agritourism.
Yeah.
It involves doing things completely different. Right? It involves wine at the moment.
Yep.
Right? How do those things change the world? No, forget about what I just said. When you have employees and you're trying to accomplish these goals and you write something like, we're trying to change the world on the board, that inspires your employees to your vision. And you go to your employee X, we're trying to sell more strawberries. How do we do it in a way that changes the world? Look back at one of our podcasts where we were like, oh, strawberries need to be clout. How do you make strawberries clout? Get them in Drake's hands. That's called changing the world. Everybody's going to be eating strawberries. This thing makes you look out of the box. When you're doing the Modern Farmer podcast, you should be like, how can I provide value to your listeners, right? But what does that mean?
Sharing our story.
Yeah.
So sharing our story and providing tactical advice, just like what's his name, Tim Ferriss does, that people can go and implement on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. And that has to do, and if you want to share your story and why haven't we shared a story, and what are some of the reasons why we haven't or haven't touched on, or we have, and what has been positive, and the key things that have involved us actually involving those things, if you look back at patterns, is that we've been open, and we've been candid, we've been transparent, in the goods and the bads, and we haven't just talked about the things that we think people are like into talking about. We've talked about things which are key stepping stones to actually accomplishing the goal, and that has to do with picking. That has to do with picking the topic of what we're going to talk about. Because every single time we sit down, and the reason why we sat down in the past is that we just sat down to accomplish the podcast. It's like something that we're checking off. We haven't sat down with a title in hand. Do you understand? If we have a title and something to aim for, I feel like we will be able to provide people actual, tangible feedback into how they should do agriculture innovation in our perspective. Not better, not worse, in our perspective. That's it. So you sitting here and talking about why, what, how, that's great, but it needs to have something enrolled into us sitting down and talking. So let's go to that. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go to that.
I'm waiting for you. Stop asking me questions when I'm asking you questions. Why don't you start talking? It's providing me these massive profit examples. Talk about, Apple wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna change the world. Let's create an AirPod. They sat down and said, okay, what is something that we can provide the customers with that people aren't doing right?
I completely disagree.
No, I completely disagree because you're not listening to what I'm saying.
I don't think you're listening to what I'm saying. Amir.
Let me try to reiterate what you're trying to say.
Amir, if Apple said that I'm here to create computers,
yeah,
they'd be still creating computers right now. Their vision statement doesn't say we create computers. Their vision statement says we are challenging the status quo, and we expect that from our employees. And they said we're challenging the status quo, and our customers like us because they stick out when they use our products. That's what their vision, mission and vision statement is. So that what comes from that is the middle, that's the roots of their business. So when they look at that, they're able to look at their topics and what do they want to talk about. So
that's great. So you just said something which is very tangible. Thank you for that information. You just said they look at their why, and then they look at the topics that they want to talk about.
I'm trying to say for the last 10 minutes.
Well, why did you just say that? So now you said change the world. Scratch everything off, okay? Change the world. Now let's talk about topics.
I have a different color.
Let's talk about topics which fall underneath that.
No, we haven't. Okay, fine. Change the world. Fine. Okay, different topics that we can do to change the world, right?
Go for it.
Okay. Creating a different product so that it can be consumed in a different way.
I'm gonna flip the table.
By different.
I'm flipping the table. You need to stop forgetting about Man Farms and start thinking about the podcast here.
I am.
Stop talking about creating new products. We're talking about titles here, buddy. Do you agree that we need to... let me ask you some questions, okay?
Yeah.
Do you agree that we need to have a direction with why we sit down and have a conversation?
Yes.
Excellent. We agree on it. Excellent.
Yes.
Number 2, do you think the titles and the direction that we have should be meaningful and impactful for the listener?
100%.
Perfect. Now, let's figure out a foundation that is like something to aim at. And that was your change the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So great, we figured that out.
We need to enhance on that.
So wait. Now that's okay. So now when you create like the 2 circles, yes, and you have a middle section of the 2 circles,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So change the world's in one circle and modern farm podcast in another circle. Okay?
Sure.
So now let's talk about the middle portion only.
Great.
Let's do it.
Great.
Go for it.
You do it. You've been asking me to do it.
So I did.
You do it.
Excellent. So
Okay.
I did. One of the things that I was thinking that we can do is talk about, like, so when you say change the world, talk about the things which have been innovative and how we've figured those out. Okay? So one of the ways, like some of the other smaller things, macro things, is like how I do marketing in the business, which is related to hiring part-time students and creating content on a consistent basis, which is low budget. It's low budget, it's consistent, and it's impactful in regards to our sales. Okay, that's one topic. Number two is with the haunted core maze. Number three, dog days. Number four, strawberries. Okay, I don't know. Pick something else. Number five, the jumping pillow zip line, like establishing a agritourism thing. Number 7, we can talk about mom's butter chicken and the cooking videos. Number 8, I'm just podcast videos, man, that we can record. I don't know why you're not writing this stuff down. This is gold. I already forgot about it all.
That's why you're gonna go back and listen to it.
Oh shit! Now I gotta listen to it. I remember all of them. Okay.
Help.
Okay. Now, do you understand? Do you think those topics is something that we can talk about in a podcast?
100%.
Let's do that, man. Let's just start listing off titles and start checking one off. Great. Go for it. Bang, bang, bang. Energy.
You drank a little bit too much bang, bang, bang.
Got too much bang energy in my system.
Sure. Give me the eraser.
Please.
You're being very pretentious right now.
No, you should say please after you ask for something.
Yeah, the tone of voice. I think you need a bar of soap.
Jeez. Hypocrisy is very high today.
Great. So, you said butter chicken videos, cooking videos, right? I'm really sorry about my spelling.
That's fine.
I'm not saying sorry to you. You talked about haunted.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Alright? You talked about jumping pillow.
Yes, sir.
Jumping pillow.
Don't forget about the dogs.
Dog days.
No worries.
I want to come during this.
Zip line.
Yeah, you like the dog days?
Jumping
Hell
pillow,
yeah.
zip line.
Dogs in general.
Hell yeah.
Jumping pillow, zip line.
Yeah.
Play fort, whatever. Okay. Dog days.
Every dog has their day, baby.
Woof!
Okay. So I think we should talk about Easter. Easter egg hunt.
Easter egg
Okay.
hunt.
Easter egg hunt. Okay.
Bang, bang, bang energy.
Let's talk about these,
Influencers.
let's talk
Influencers
about the
in agriculture.
Sunflower Festival.
Yeah, how about influencers in agriculture? Remember that was something that people wanted to listen about in the next podcast
Sunflower
episode?
Festival. Okay. Influencers. Okay. Influencers.
Hell yeah.
I think something we can talk about is other businesses you look up to, who you look up to, and how they contribute to our business.
That's great.
Hence, NAFTMA. You go on there, you ask questions, and they can give you practical advice.
So how about we talk about being a part of
How we talk about mentorship.
That's great.
There you
Mentorship, yeah. Mentorship and community role models. Right?
go. Sure.
Industry role models. Mentorship and industry role models. That's good.
Sure. Okay.
And then I'll put brackets. NAFTMA. Secrets. NAFTMA.
Mentorship,
Role models.
role models.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your freaking writing has like jaundice, dude. Look how weird it is. Look at it.
My teachers told me the same thing. It's okay. I'm here. Okay.
I want you to be a little bit more specific though. Like haunted. What about haunted? I want you to write haunted.
Ticket sales. How you did the ticket sales.
No, dude. I want you to take some bigger than that, man. Bigger. Like, I want you to talk about haunted.
How about the experience consumers get and how you create that experience? So you go into, oh, I'm have a haunted house. This is how they're going to go in. This is how they're going to be scared. This is how the actors are set up, so they're scaring them. This is where the smoke comes from. This is where I got this idea from. I talked to Phil. He gave me this idea.
Sounds good. But then, okay, I have another idea. So how about running a successful event?
So Sunflower Festival, Easter egg hunt, dog days, that would all come under that.
But that's specifically about Sunflower Festival. How to do a good job with Sunflower Festival. How to do a good job with Easter egg hunt.
So then,
what's the purpose of a Sunflower Festival? Purpose of Easter egg hunt. You know.
So it's running a great event. So the cool thing about running a great event, it ties in with the new event that we're doing soon. Called it Baby Animal Day.
Woo!
Baby Animal Day. I really feel like talking about Easter egg hunt and how it's lost its clout.
Holy shit! I want to kick the table over.
I really want to talk about that.
You want to bring it up right now?
I just want to talk about it. It's been on my mind.
Great.
It just makes so much sense to stop doing Easter egg hunting.
not for me and you. It does.
So okay, baby animal. Okay, no, you said how to create a successful event.
Mm-hmm.
Create a successful event.
But it needs to have clickbait in it. So when we write create a successful event, Jason has to sit over there and figure out creating a successful event needs to say create $1 million event. Create a $500,000 event.
That's not a problem. Sure, that's the okay. I agree.
No,
with
but
you.
that is very relevant.
I agree with you.
It's very relevant.
I agree with you.
And Jason and I gotta have a talk about that too on the side. Nice one. Not mean.
How about working with the community and how that can benefit your business? I don't think that's something we've done enough. The Man Farms has done enough of.
Yeah, that's really good.
How do we partner with charities or different causes?
Different organizations, right? Because
Yeah.
we do that all the time.
Yeah. So partnering with the community and be more specific.
Nice guy, stay at home guy. Party guy, let's go. Look, party guy, let's go.
This guy thinks he's freaking. You want to take those 4 pictures and put them online?
Buy a girl flowers. Oh, the 4 pictures. That's culture right there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You could take a picture with Instagram,
LinkedIn,
Tinder,
Facebook, Tinder.
and Facebook, Tinder, and all that.
I should know one of those.
Partnering with the community, with the community, create goodwill.
That's great.
Okay. To create goodwill.
He's trying to talk. He's trying to talk over his right shoulder. Good job.
Let's say do over the shoulder.
I appreciate that. So what we should do is we can think of more ideas, right? And we will both think of more ideas, but we should commit to picking one of these ideas and alternating back and forth to create some ground rules and like or ground categories to talk about with that overall direction within that podcast. Because you don't want to start talking about, for example, for Haunted Cornways, you don't want to start talking about all of a sudden what interactive ticketing is or what ticketing reseller to talk about before you even actually talked about how to make that event compelling. You know, some of the key foundational rules. It's irrelevant. And if we were to come in blind and start talking about Haunted, of course I could talk about every single thing about Haunted very specifically, but I won't have an overall direction. And when Jason is putting this podcast out for people to actually listen to on Spotify or iTunes, people may not be able to follow along.
Now
it may not be
YouTube.
entertaining, right?
YouTube.
Or YouTube, yeah. It may not be actually of value because of how scatterbrained it is. So we want to... So that's a how. That's a how thing.
That's fantastic.
It's a how thing. Put it... So no scatterbrain.
Uh-oh. Sales call?
We've got mail.
Let's see. What
Go
is
for
it?
it.
Got a phone call in the middle of the podcast. Let's see what happens here.
Chris. Hello.
What's Chris, man?
How you doing, Dad?
Father of Gravy Man. And Amir
We
Man.
are making a podcast right now. You can join if you want to do speakerphone.
Jeez. He's probably chilling in the cut right now.
Well, nice.
Having a stogie.
Who knows, man?
Ooh, you want to know what's dinner?
What is it?
Pizza. 10.
No way!
5.
Oh, let's go! Carb up! 3 feet day today.
You pick.
What pizza did you get?
Yeah, Amir wants double pepperoni.
Shit, double pepperoni, double sauce.
Double pepperoni, double sauce.
If you don't order that, I probably won't eat it.
Okay, bye.
That's actually a really good rule to have because I shouldn't eat
That's a great
it.
blooper, right?
Guys, the new wave is double pepperoni, double sauce.
Woo.
Domino's has the best one. Double pepperoni, double sauce.
That's
Get some ranch on the side. Unreal. It's
That's like-
unbelievable.
That's like freaking heart attack.
Who cares? It's great.
I know, who cares?
I
right?
enjoy it.
Okay, the how. You said no scatterbrain.
Yes, sir.
So no scatterbrain means research before you come here.
That's right.
Okay.
So you have a podcast lead, right? There should be a podcast lead. Me, you, Jason can be a podcast lead if he wants to be, and he has a topic he wants to discuss. Let's fucking go.
We'll grab 3 mics.
Yeah.
Grab 3 mics because
Oh yeah.
for you two,
Yeah.
and then one for guest.
I like
Just have
that.
one in case I want to chime
like
in,
that.
and it's good because if I'm ever sitting back and I know there's a topic in mind that we want to hit,
Yeah.
oh, and all of a sudden I can just chime in and be like, oh, what do we think about, like, for instance, like
Hell yeah.
Haunted, like, oh, how did Haunted go? Then I can kind of
That's awesome.
segue it, right?
Yeah.
Be more than just behind like the scenes, maybe
You
like
need to write 3 mics down, buddy.
3 mics, yeah.
3 mics.
We'll figure out something, dude. We'll get some really good mics up in here. We'll.
So it's small mics, right?
We should make a portable studio.
That's the best. That's the ideal. 'Cause that's what I'm trying to get at. Like in regards to the mic that you set, I was like, I don't want to be difficult to like move here, move there, and move there and set up, right? It should be bam, basic.
Or something that like we can stick like those things just clamp on. Then they have the big thing.
Yeah.
But something where all the cords like can run down the middle, and then come up to where I'm at with my laptop.
Oh shit! So there's just plug in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe like. And just have like a table where it's good, where we know like the camera shoots from this angle and this angle, so we don't have to like always like be like rearranging it. Maybe if we just have like a solid table, we always do that or something like that, or like a table that might be like, I don't know.
We can have 3 or 4 different tables, 3 tables or something like that, if you need.
Sure, something like that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
one of the main table where like mine and his, one table where you rest your stuff on, and you have your mic set up on.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure, maybe you need another table for a camera or something,
Yeah, maybe.
something like that,
We'll
right?
figure it out. Yeah. We'll
'Cause-
get a good setup going.
At that point, we understand all the pieces of the puzzle,
Yeah.
and we can rip. We can just keep those pieces of the puzzle in like a specific spot on the farm, and we can set them anywhere.
Exactly.
Holy shit! Did you just do that right now?
Owe me $100 right now.
You
I,
just
I
do that
accept
right
the,
now?
I accept the transfer. Okay,
Rip.
back to topic, boys. Back to topic.
That was part of the topic. That was really good.
Well, this was.
The information that we just talked about, not
Mics.
this, about the mics.
Oh,
That was really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pizza was hella on topic, dude. Jeez.
Oh shit, that was funny as shit. Dude, there's so many bloopers throughout like the podcast.
That's classic right there.
Yeah.
Like the phone call, you can't beat that.
One time I'll just make like a freaking hour podcast, a video of just like all the bloopers.
That'll be great.
Where it's like,
I'll
oh,
watch
we're on
that.
episode 5.
And mostly this guy dissing.
You
me.
can make
Freaking-
that. You can make that go viral in your
Episode-
friends group.
Episode 5.
This
Nope.
guy's a mutt.
6.
This guy's a
Nope.
mutt.
7.
Okay, so I wrote why to inspire young farmers. So like how we can do that is like bring new farmers into the thing, or like bring like farmers who want to talk about their things that they're doing in the community. So I don't know how to create a topic around that, but I feel like that's a good why.
Aspire young farmers.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh, dude, we can have meetups.
it's like if we do it, why can't I do it?
Yeah, we can have meetups for young farmers. We can have an event, set up an event, RSVP event, right? Where young farmers come and speak to the modern farmers, Gaurav and Amir, and then we can have set things we're gonna go over for those days, and just do it for free for the first couple of times, and we just dive into the business and talk about specific things in the business.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're just creating readership. We're creating content, and Jason can be there. He'll record everything. Delana can be there. She can record everything. Damn.
This is how you create your house.
That's pretty good, man.
That's actually really good. That's a really good idea.
Right? Because especially there's so many people out there that are actually really
They just want to tell their story.
Yeah, no, but they just want to learn about how to grow strawberries or how to wine is made, anything basic.
Unless you go to school or it's in the family, no one knows how to.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like there's nothing to get your foot in the door. Really,
nothing.
Unless you really do your research hard. But for someone who maybe doesn't have that resource.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes.
How to grow food. You need to write down how to grow food. It's so easy, man. Growing food is the easiest thing that everyone should know about how to do, man. If you don't know how to grow a freaking lettuce or a corn plant, it's the essentials of you should know where your food comes from. How to grow. That's so good. How to grow food, how to make wine. You need to do a freaking podcast on how to make wine.
We should do a video podcast of steps on
of
how making wine.
Exactly.
We can start, do another one.
Hell yeah.
Steps. I feel like there's no good videos online. I've looked into it. It's
there's none?
There's not really good ones.
Yeah.
Steps into making wine.
What you should do then is in regards to being prepared, you should maybe think about put this under the how. You should think about video templates that you want to follow.
What does that mean?
Anything that you see on YouTube in regards to how to anything, right, that you like, and you want to follow that concept. Because at the end of the day, all you're doing is you're following the concept of where the camera is placed, how much you're talking, what you're saying, what topics you're covering, right? I don't know, maybe it's how to build a computer. First thing is that they do is basic knowledge of computer building. These things, and you can do the exact same thing. Basic knowledge, basic things to know about. Right? It's just template.
Right.
Okay. Damn, I really like that idea of setting up a meetup.
This is how you do it.
That's boss, dude. Okay, what else? That's really good. I'm happy with this. We don't need anything else. That's excellent.
Start there. We're on a roll.
What's the next one?
We should get to 20.
Well, what's the next podcast?
Get to 20.
What should we start with? We should get to 20. That's your goal.
Let's get to 20.
Okay, so let's see. Butter chicken cooking videos, content creation, haunted, jumping zipline, or jumping pillow and zipline, dog days, Easter egg hunt, sunflower festival, influencers, mentorship, role models, create a successful event, 11, 12. How to run a farmer's market. How to run a good farmer's market.
That's great.
How to run a farmer's market. You didn't even put the freaking wine thing on here, man.
What wine thing?
How to get into 150 liquor stores.
Sure.
Is that 20?
Right, 15. Do you have any ideas?
How to sell strawberries.
How to start a podcast.
Yeah, fuck yeah. How to start a podcast.
Great. That should be the next one.
Did you write the strawberry one down?
Not yet. How to make $5,000 in strawberries.
5,000? Are you kidding? How to make $500,000?
500,000.
How to use the land you have to put on a wedding. That's pretty important.
That's important.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that have land and probably a barn they don't use.
Yeah, they want to do it.
There you go.
Fuck. Money in the bank. Oh, Jesus started dancing. Jesus dancing.
Help.
He said help.
We lit up in here.
This guy goes help.
We saw the moves, that's why.
On strawberries. And then, so how to start a podcast, how to make 500,000 strawberries. Number 18 is
Weddings.
how to use your land for farm weddings.
Weddings on the farm.
Sure.
On the farm. Okay. What are a couple things that you go into NAFTMA, other people do, but you don't do it yet?
Go to NAFTMA, other people do it, but you don't do it yet?
Yeah. You know how they have the thing, the trade show, and there's different things people are doing that you're not doing?
Not sure, dude.
Only you know what I'm talking about. If I can't tell you, then.
What do you mean? Like, what are things that you aspire to do that other people's already doing, type of thing?
Yeah, like we never used to have a zip line. Now we have a zip line. We never used to have pedal go karts.
Oh, so what are some things there that you want to do that other people are already doing?
Yes.
Lots of things. Why are they not coming to mind?
You could just do one on like future ideas or
aspirations. We can pick a specific thing, how to build a corn pit, and we can use the podcast as a vehicle to actually learn about it.
Oh, so to bring the person on? So yeah, 19 should just be guests. Key guests about specific topics. Like when Hugh McPherson came, we didn't have no intended reason why to talk to him, but one of the reasons why he is who he is because he's really good at being a good manager and creating systems. And that's where the whole podcast pretty much revolved around, was around systems and the way he does things, right? And that was like that was really eye-opening for me, and how he's so organized in that sense. And so we can use exactly what you're saying, the podcast as a vehicle to get the right people in the door to talk about specific things that we want to learn more about. So some of those things, I don't know, man. Who's really good? Jeez.
We should have Phil Quinn in here.
I was thinking Phil Quinn too, but what would he talk about?
He grows strawberries in Quebec.
It's crazy good too.
He has
pick.
A really cool thing that he does is every Tuesday he takes off, and he has almost like a get together with his staff.
Shit, write it down, dude.
Yeah.
You write that down. Write down how to take off days in the season.
Great.
Phil Quinn.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good one.
That's huge. How to take days off.
I can message him right now.
Big thing with guests is what you want to do with guests is get them on, and then right after when the podcast is on stuff, go, hey, can you share this for me about how you're on here, because it's promotion for them, and what they're talking about and their expertise, and it's also promotion for the podcast.
Hell yeah.
So like if Phil comes back on, then he tweets out, or I know he says he only picks what works, but maybe he can put on Facebook or whatever he's, hey, I was on the Modern Farmer podcast with my friends, blah 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 blah, and it's just tag the podcast and stuff, and then more people view it, because people that are interested probably in him are interested in what we're talking about. They just don't know we're here.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Yo, I have so many more ideas now just because he said that.
Let's keep going.
So Sarah Hemming, or Sarah Henning, I think her name is. They do company meetings or company outings for other companies that are in the thousands of people. So corporate events. How to do corporate events for large companies.
I love that.
1,000+ companies. Let's put it down.
Now we're getting into topics that we've never done, or almost never done. So this is exciting. How to hold corporate events.
Yeah. Just write and you can write 1,000+, and then I would write down Sarah Henning. Or you just write down corporate events, Sarah Henning. Just write down Sarah Henning. She also does wood fire pizzas. Bomb.
I love wood fire pizzas.
Relax.
I would go to Nanaimo. There's this one place, wood fire pizza. Sit there, have a glass of wine, eat a whole pizza. I would do that. So good.
But then what you just said right now, how the lounge should be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's a key thing that the lounge revolves around. It's not just something random that we put together, like always put butter chicken there, put this cookie cutter thing. It becomes khichdi, like what mom says. It's just like everything mixed together, and it's like a diarrhea of stuff that you think is good. And that's so bad, because then it doesn't have any direction at all. So if you like that experience of having that wood fire pizza, we should pick something that the lounge revolves around. Say if it's wine with goats, or if it's like wine with mama man, or whatever it is, the lounge. But then everything in that lounge should be about that aspect and tie in the fruit wine. So something which obviously you want to elevate the wine experience is what you want to bring into the lounge. But then it also needs to be something that's true to us, right? So if you go ahead and say that you want to make the wine a cheesecake thing, like all about cheesecake, but cheesecake really part of our farm? Probably not. But if you want to make it about like butter chicken somehow, maybe it is. But then it has a key aspect, key direction. So that's very important. Okay, so another topic is Chris Heimstra. I think his last name's Heimstra. I don't even know how his last name is. He's from Clovermead. No, Clovermead.
That's like in Canada, right? Where is it?
It's in Ontario.
Ontario.
I think it's Clovermead. Is it Clovermead?
I think so. This is Chris. What do you want to talk to him about?
Chris Heimstra. I want to talk to about pop-up pumpkin patch. I was sitting there with Sarah at that moment. So we'll have Sarah on first, and I'll first talk to her about it. Or maybe I'll have Chris on first, and I'll still first talk to Chris and get it all on. And whoa, you flexing there a bit?
No, my shoulder hurts.
And then we'll understand
I
what.
saw you peeping though.
This guy's like, what?
He took a look.
Yeah, he's like. First he's dancing, then he's like,
help.
Chris.
I feel like we can talk to Bill Backen about a lot of stuff.
Shut
What Bill Backen does really well, he knows what he loves and he just implements them on the farm.
Yeah, he doesn't.
For instance, he doesn't care. For instance, he has like hot rod events that he does. It might not relate to wine or beer, but he just does those events because
he loves that.
He loves the stuff, right?
He's crazy.
He's crazy like that.
He gets no shits about what anybody else thinks.
Yeah. So we could say.
And his wine is his company is completely him.
100%.
Yeah.
He's
He doesn't introduce himself. Oh, it's Bill Back. He goes, it's Mains Valley here. He thinks he's the company.
He's like Maze Valley, where we're making beer and wine fun.
Yeah, but
that's what he does.
But that's how he introduces himself, and I think that's so good that he's able to be truly himself throughout his company.
Yeah.
No one else does that.
Authenticity.
Yeah, Bill Back and authenticity, buddy.
I would love talking to him about that.
That's crazy.
This goes back to... Which one does it go back to? Mentorship and role models. Authenticity.
Yeah. He's really good at that. I'm going to the gym after this. That's why I'm dressed like this.
Oh, well, you look fly.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. I'm sure I'll think of more people. 100%. I'll think of more people.
There's Saunders Farm. There is... Obviously went to Bishop's. I feel like Bishop's is...
I'm kind of sad there's not many farms that do haunted. They're a part of NAFTMA, you know? I do like make a big stink about it or anything. I don't know why they don't. They really should.
But there's farms. There's not farms, but there's things like that.
Yeah. We can bring them on too.
Pennsylvania, whatever you want to call it. You could talk to Phil.
Oh, we should talk to boy Phil?
That guy's chilling.
He's wild, right?
He's so sick.
That's
he literally
crazy.
opened the door for me, took the keys. We walked through his village.
Yeah.
He's sick.
How cool is this place?
It's so sick. He has a haunt that's just 5 rooms.
Yeah.
Each room is a different theme. So like one room is a classroom, one room is a science room, one room is a church, one room's a jail, one room's like a truck or like a repair shop.
How big is this? How big are the rooms?
Some are 2-story.
Yeah.
And some of them are like 400 to 700 square feet.
But then and walking through one of the rooms, how long do you think it would take?
Oh, he just told me exactly. It takes like 15 minutes. Takes like 25 minutes. Takes like 8 minutes. Like,
each of those rooms?
Yeah.
And so they're separate haunts then?
There's a lot of separate haunts.
Oh, okay.
And these rooms, it's not like straight through. You go like this way, this way, this way, this way.
Yeah.
He had like a haunt, which was like a spa haunt.
Mm. So you think that he's gained so much critical mass in the sense that he can just add these things on and they're just automatically an attraction? They automatically elevate the experience? Because in regards to the haunted corner maze, my goal is to gain critical mass and then be able to add on smaller haunts, you know? 4, 5, 6, 7 haunts. Right now we have 2 main ones and they're adding to the critical mass. And the next thing that I want to do is add make a carnival. And we've been focusing a lot of time and effort. Like the whole last week, Kayla's been coming in and thinking about carnival and how to do it. And so when we started talking about security companies, because we wanted to bag check, right? Checking for liquor and knives and all the guns and stuff. We want to do food trucks. We want to do a beer garden. Kayla came to talk to you about that today, right?
You guys want to make a beer?
Yeah, because we were thinking about making or collabing with a local brewery to figure out what the process is of making a beer.
Yeah.
And then have that little test run before we go towards and marketing it before Haunted, you know? Yeah. And then I don't know like what the cost is and the resource spend would be, but if it's not that high, then doing it and trying is not a bad thing before we start putting before we start putting it out there.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing.
It's a good idea, right?
Wine in a can is becoming a reality.
Oh, how'd you figure it out?
It's just gonna be huge.
Whoa. Okay. But we had a whole podcast of this guy debating how wine in a can is not gonna be a real thing. Now
I already know it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, but now he's back.
This is back to the fact of the distribution company. Like, we'll make 1,000 liters of this stuff. It's gonna be gone in like a week.
Do you see?
Because we have all those connections.
Do you see what happened?
No.
This guy.
But trust, we're doing it in a totally different way.
I like all of it. I like it. I love it. Great job.
Totally
I hope that you do the most craziest shit and reinvent the wheel 6 times straight.
This is how you change the world.
That's really good. I don't like when people say don't reinvent the wheel. I keep hearing it over and over again.
Yeah. You can do it.
Jeez.
Very nice.
Very good. So I think, guys, that this is a really good thing that we started. We started off with you figuring out what the why would be and being on a completely different island than I was. And at least we discovered where each of our brains were, and you figured out that you figured out that I really wanted to be specific with the podcast, and I figured out that you really wanted to make sure that the topics and what I was trying to get across was coming back to our authentic self of what we're doing.
100%.
Right? And so then when we started this list, we started writing down butter chicken and content creation, which is kind of somewhat meaningless. And I look at the very last topic, which is last 2-3.
This thing shit makes me hype.
Right? Last 2-3.
It makes me hyped.
Last 2-3, like it's 21 is Pop-Up Pumpkin Patch with Chris Heimstra. We know it's going to be awesome because we've just figured out how to add so much value about bringing the right person with the right topic on. Authenticity with Bill Backin. Ooh, that's
going to be sick.
He's a maniac.
He's crazy.
In the most best way to put it across.
Yeah.
And then Sarah Henning, she's very organized, very smart person as well, and she's just as young as we are and has a very innovative mindset. So these ideas, even some of the ideas that we had or Jason created, weddings on the farm, we never thought of that before. But this podcast was understanding exactly how to put our brains together and do a better job with the modern farmer in a whole, and still being authentic with ourselves, because that's what you were trying to get across, and I understand that, and that's great. So that was episode number 24. Thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it. We're going to do a great job with 2020 coming up. We are moving into Easter, and I think that our next podcast, we'll be talking about Easter, and we look forward to hearing you guys on our social media channels. We've launched a new Instagram. We have the Spotify is popping off, so we're hyped.
We got YouTube.
I
literally came up with my feed.
That's wicked.
Yeah, it keeps coming up.
We have a sponsorship deal coming up.
It's like I got Joe Rogan, I got Man Farms, and there's like hockey.
That's wicked. Okay, guys, checking out. Talk to you guys soon.
Cheers.
See you later.